All right. Whoops, that was probably way too loud. All right. I am back. I'm just gonna need a few minutes to get ready, but at least now I'm chatting. Things are happening. It was a little longer than 10 minutes. The coffee is hopefully good. I accidentally put a little bit of cold water into it at first, and then I realized that I didn't realize the water was cold at first. And then I noticed there was like no steam and everything, so I had to, I had to start the kettle again, and I don't think it's gonna make too much of a difference that it got a little bit of cold water on the grounds before anything else, but it did like annoy the crap out of me. So we'll see. Hang on a sec. Yeah, I do it the French press. And then I got like an electric kettle. I don't know if that's old. First order of business, I need to get my shoes off. Alright. The dogs are out. Alright. And my desk is a mess. Put you over there. Put my sketchbook over there. PS5 control over there. Alright, the surface is more or less clear. And I think the last thing I want to do is just mess with the camera for a bit. So now that I'm actually here, I can adjust it. The light is pointing at the camera, so it's causing glare. There we go. And I'm just gonna play with the properties. Not to brag, but yeah, I do hit the gym twice a week, but I'm not like super obsessed about it. But yeah, I do work out. It's easier to work on my the gym than my ability to talk to people. Let's see. I appreciate it. I'm way better than I was. I always had like the ability to go to the gym and like keep it up pretty well. It's just that when I was young, I didn't have any gym to go to. So like at the minute I started like driving myself around, like that, the first thing I did was like get a gym membership, and I've been going pretty consistently. I think the longest break I took was like a few months, and I think there was a reason for it, but I don't even remember at this point. All right, let's play with the saturation. A little bit of contrast. And I think we're good. All right, camera's all set up. This song is a little annoying. Apologies to the artist, but it was just sometimes the words can get on my nerves whenever I can like hear something talking in my ear. My week has been pretty okay. So a little bit of gamer talk. Let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to do this in a way that makes sense. There it is. Okay. Control C, Control V. There we go. So this has been my week. I've been replaying Dark Souls 3 because it's one of my favorite Souls games, and I realized that it was very easy to get 100% on the achievements. So I am literally one achievement away from 100%ing Dark Souls 3. Like the one of them is for getting the last pyromancy, the spell, and then the second one is just unlock all achievements. So once I get that last pyromancy spell, I'm done. And God, is it awful because I have to do PvP and get 30 wins, and I am not good at PvP, and that's fine. You know, it's whatever. But I'm getting into like matches where it's like people who've been playing Dark Souls either way too long or only know how to play in the most obnoxious of ways. So it's like, it is horrendous how hard it is to play with other people. Like, I can breeze through Dark Souls 3 easily, like, you know, a day or two. But it's like, I like immediately as soon as I get into a match with another person, it's like broken hitboxes. They're gonna heal whenever they want, and I'm just trying to keep things an honest enough fight. And then there's just people who know how to parry like you wouldn't believe, or they just spam so much that eventually they're gonna get a parry and then one shot you. It's hard. It's my brain was broken this past few days. But other than that, went to the coffee shop and I got up pretty early, so I got to enjoy myself just chilling at the coffee shop. And I got some chores done. I was supposed to do like a couple of other things. Like I'm probably gonna be looking for a new job soon because my workplace has been just really obnoxiously understaffed for months, and like it feels like it's getting even worse somehow. So it's just work is just a little stressful. Otherwise, pretty decent, pretty okay. We're okay. Never played a Dark Souls game. They are very fun. They are a little particular. I think everybody should at least give it a try because they're quite unique. And I'm a very big fan of the visuals of the game. Like, I am hugely into like the boss design, the area design, environmental design, the character design. All the elements of like the art are just wonderful. Because I think they take a very free way of art direction. I'm not sure how to explain it. So it seems like they just have their artists make whatever ideas that they want, and then they structure the game around the art. So the story is very free form and loose, so they can just like make it up as they go along, just following the art. So like the art is very direct in how like it makes its way into the game. I don't remember if it's true or not, but I think there was like they use like 95% of their art and put it directly into the game, because it's just like they're more focused on the gameplay, and then just letting the art, they trust the artist to make something visually appealing and dynamic to play with. So whenever you see these bosses, like they're very almost nonsensical and like what directions they're going in, but because the game itself is very loose and nonsensical, like it all works together really well, and you get these bosses that are so mind-bending or so different from the other. It's great. I really love Dark Souls. I could gush about it for way too long. They also inspire my art style pretty decently. Like especially like back in like middle school, I was so into doing knights and armor and gothic stuff, just like directly from Dark Souls. The Firekeeper, she is pretty great. I'm always into the bosses though. The bosses are my big thing, because like some of them are just guys in armor, some of them are really huge monstrosities that like keep you up at night, like the gaping dragon. Awful, just an awful looking creature, and I love it. But enough about Dark Souls design. Let's get to my design. I did not charge any of my tools, so we'll see how long the battery goes. Oh, I think my pen is already dead, so hold on 1 second. Yeah, my pen's dead, so hold on a second. I gotta grab my charger. Oy. This is the one. It's weird because sometimes I can go like weeks without charging it, and then sometimes it's like You get 1 week of charge and that's it. You wouldn't think it has like a huge like need for power, but alas, it just means I have like a pen with an annoying tail for a little while. Okay, so the plans for today, we're probably going to be just working more on the shadows and lighting. I think really I only need to do like maybe the lower half, get that worked out. The gun and maybe just a little bit more on some of the like details. I think like the lapel here, the tie is going to need some. What color do I have? There we go on the layer. So like I just need to do some on the tie, some on the lapel here, and then the gun is gonna need just a little bit here and there. And yeah, the legs. I'm not sure where the shadows would be on the leg. Maybe like a little here, a little here. Do I still have that paint? Yeah, so I still have like this right here. Oh, then obviously like the shadow of the foot is gonna cast a shadow over here. Maybe, because it's still gonna get light from below. We'll see. We'll work it out. Maybe just a little shadow here too. But yeah, we're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out. We'll get it. The gun's gonna need it here. Again, part of me wishes the gun was just huge, but they just aren't. Like, they're very skinny things usually. Like, if it was from a different angle, it'd look enormous. But because the angle is what it is, like it's just gonna look a little skinny. I could make it a giant sci-fi gun, but I like the near futureness of it. You know, like it's just gonna look like maybe modern day with like some nicer technology. We'll see. That's gonna probably come out in like the building design whenever I get like those big giant signs. Sorry, I'm kind of blacking out on how to start. Okay, let's do it this way. Let's just jump right in. Have it as a razor. So first, I noticed that this was a little light, and I didn't like that. This is the right layer, right? Okay. Just fill this in just a little bit deeper. Because I'm trying to keep it very limited on how many, how rendered it is. So I want it to be like very, you know, like shadow, mid-tone, highlight, and that's pretty much it. Like I want to keep to that. And then like I'm leaving a little bit of texture for like gradients. So there's a little bit of rounding here and there. So some lines are sharp, and then some lines are a little bit more textured. So like this is a very hard line, and then this over here is like a very soft transition. But I'm trying to limit these. I want it to be a little bit more sharp, a little bit more stylized, a little bit more comic booky. Sorry, this tail on the cord is gonna. This cord is on. This cord on the pen is driving me nuts. I don't know why I'm just rolling over my words tonight. Just got started and I'm already like slurring. Maybe I just need to get warmed up on the dialogue. How far from the light is guy can be. Yeah, especially in that area, I think should be shadowy. Maybe a little bit here. Yeah, here too, because this is gonna like be like hitting right against the hard light. So a little bit of shadow there, just in that little like fold. By the way, I don't really know too much about lighting. I have a very basic understanding of lighting. But for some reason, like the forms always like elude me. I think it's because like I've never sat down and broke down like the simple forms. That sucks. I know what it's like to not have your drawing utensils for a day and just like going nuts. Like I've had like days where I bring all the pencils to draw and then not my sketchbook, and I just like I'm ready for like at least like an hour of drawing, and I'm just like, well, guess I just sit here and do nothing all day. Hold on, I just remember I didn't tell anybody in my friends group that I was gonna be streaming. Let me just let them know. Oh, sorry. Just had to let them know. I don't like being too bothersome about my streaming. Try to keep it very light. Not let it like absorb too much of my attention. Just enough to like that I keep it consistent and try to show up every week, but not like push it onto every single person that I meet in my day to day. Yeah, it's like with not to make everything about this, but it's like with my going to the gym. It's like I have to figure out what is something I can like maintain and keep up. And I think if I like force myself every single every Tuesday to plan around it, then I wouldn't be able to go to like half the things I go to, like Broadway musicals. Next week I'm gonna be watching Moulin Rouge, so this is gonna be next Tuesday. I won't be showing up, which sucks because I've been really getting into this piece, but it's just gonna be a week. Will do. And I think from what I saw, like I know the songs from the movie, the Moulin Rouge movie, but I think I saw that they were gonna do like other songs, like because I know that like a Moulin Rouge is like a medley of a bunch of like popular songs. Like they had like a little bit of Nirvana in the movie. And I think that they had like different artists that I don't think ever was on the album. Like I think I saw Lady Gaga was gonna have a song, or there was gonna be a song. There was going to be a Lady Gaga song on there, and that was very confused because that wasn't in the movie. So we'll see. We'll just have to see. Hope not. Hope it'll still be fine though, because like I did really like the songs from Moulin Rouge. So if they change too much, then maybe I won't. But I'll be open to it. Like things being slightly different, because like it's not gonna be the same people that you saw in the movie or heard on this stage recording. That's all it was for Hamilton. I remember when I watched Hamilton in person. I remember noticing like, oh, the way they said this word was literally like just a tiny bit different from the million of times I heard it on the studio album. So I remember like thinking like, oh, that's different. I don't know if I like it that different. But I think after like the third or fourth time, you get over and you're like, okay, so like just don't pick apart everything, every little inch of what's different or not, because it's gonna drive you nuts. You're not gonna like appreciate it. Cause like the guy who did King George was super different from how it was on the album, but he was also still really funny. He was more like angry and shouty, but that was also like very fun. Yeah, it's like just like the slightly different, even on a single word, you'll get used to like how they snap on the end of the word, and then like you hear it in person and they don't do that, and your brain will be like, huh, wait, where's that part where they're like really snappy? Especially like maybe it's just me, but like I get like really like confused. I'm like, that's not how you do it. And I realize like, wait a second, this is the live musical. Of course they're gonna do it like their own way. They're gonna do it like maybe different on each show. It's the same way with like recording artists. Like whenever I see a concert of like a person that I listen to, the way they emphasize the different like parts of their song seems to be different like every single time they play the song. And then it throws me for a loop. So I'm like ready for this big moment, and then like it's different, and I'm like, oh, they did it different. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't, but it's alright. I'll survive. How's that look on the tie? I think this area right here looks good. Oh, that's good. Although I imagine it's also kind of obnoxious, because like from what I know of theater kids, they're kind of really, really annoying. Some of them are just really cool and fun. And some of them are like, especially like the ones that have like really high aspirations, they get like really obnoxious. Like I think you remember from my like theater department, we had a guy that was from my town that was on like America's Got Talent, or it was either America's Got Talent or American Idol. But apparently behind the scenes, back when they were in high school and not on TV, they were like super annoying. At least to my friends, so. Sometimes those like kids that like know they're talented can be really, really annoying. I wouldn't know nothing about that because I have no talents. I'm annoying without the talents. I like this little pocket where you get all the wrinkles. Get a nice little mess of textures here. I like that. Perfect. Feel free. I will probably be doing the same. Probably later this week. And I need something different. Yeah, I think I got options. They're opening like a new car company in my town. And then Pfizer also has like a plant near here, and I'm wondering like maybe with all the vaccine stuff, maybe they're like, you know, expanding and hiring a bunch of new people. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Did you get up today?
Oh, is that another song with lyrics? Don't make me skip you.
And are you doing okay?
Sometimes it's fine. But sometimes it like really like rattles. I don't know if like I have ADHD or something, but it really like rattles my brain. Which is weird because when I'm just by myself and not like streaming, I can listen to music all day and not be distracted. It's like the opposite. It helps me focus. Maybe it's the me trying to talk while I hear somebody else talking. Maybe that's what it is. So like even if it's a song, like my brain will think somebody else is trying to talk over me. That makes sense. I think the light doesn't really stretch over here. So this is kind of like its own internal lighting. Like it's getting lit from other areas or like reflective light. So maybe it doesn't need to like solely be from this direction. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Me, again, pretending like I know anything about lighting. Or maybe I'm doing this backwards. Hold on. Maybe this should be like entirely different. Because like the edge lighting should be this side. This feels kind of right. Maybe just a little bit of gradient here. Hang on. I think I know what I'm missing. I think this is leave that half blank, and then this side gets a little bit of the highlight. Then we can sharpen this up. Here we go. That way you get like the two different planes. You get the bottom of the grip, then you get the side of the grip, and like you can still tell like the general shape of the lighting around it because there's a third shade of highlight. So it doesn't just get lost in like the inky mass. That sounds weird, but that's what I'm referring to, like the whenever a bunch of shadows just group together. Because I kind of forgot that there isn't just one source of lighting for a bit. Nice. It's working together. You love to see it come together. I think this works. Maybe this is a little too harsh though. Maybe just like that. Yeah, I think that's good. You just need like a little bit of shadow. Because I had the wrist bone is pretty noticeable, especially on people with like, not me. I don't know if it's like thin skinned people or maybe people who are just older. But you can usually tell like that little joint a lot more prominently. It doesn't show up on mine at all though. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna look up wrist bone. Or maybe you should just look up wrist and then just see what it shows on people. Maybe wrist joint. Nope, that's just a bunch of x-rays. I've always drawn people with like really prominent wrist joints. Thought it would be weird not to draw it. Where would I have gotten that from? I was about to look at my own art for reference. That was not a good idea. I'm not gonna learn anything from just looking at my own art. Darn it, if someone doesn't have some anatomy drawings that I can look at. Oh yeah, even in like comic book type art, I don't even see the wrist joint that much. That's so weird. Let me get like one more, then I'm. Okay, so here's a bit of a tricky one. Come on. Why is it not? There we go. Jesus, the hotkeys weren't working for a minute. So here's Inhyuk. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. I've always said it like a goofy laugh. Inhyuk Lee. Inhyuk Lee. Lee. So he has kind of a prominent wrist bone. But I don't know if you like see it in the form. If you see like the line art, you don't really see it that much in the form. He kind of just like shades it in there. And then you can see like a little bit of a ridge, but that's more of like the hand transitioning into the wrist. Like there's just, it just like, it's almost like a rectangle, and then the hand is just like glued on there. So you can see like there's a little bit of that solid ridge still there. It's not exactly, obviously there's muscles and everything and skin that smooths over it, so it's not exactly a right angle. It's not like a hard edge. But you can kind of get what I'm talking about when you break it down like that. I'm talking about like the forms that you'll use in your head in order to understand the how you shade it and stuff like that. Then let me see, is there any other artists that I want to put on here? So this is Oscar Celestini on DeviantArt. Oscar OSCAR, and then Celestini CELESTINI. He has just the tiniest little joint, So maybe I should erase the line art for that. Maybe even erase that little nugget you see over there. Or smooth it out even. That is a very nice Psylocke. Sorry, I was getting into their loot art. Let me stay away from there. The demons came out for a second. Let's see. Where's the line art? I think I'm gonna just like erase the little knuckle on this side. And maybe consider not making it as prominent in my other pieces. But I think we're gonna keep the shading because I think the shading it still like stays it stays notable, and like you can still see it whenever there's like shading and lighting on it. But maybe not prominent enough for like it to get its own line art, if that makes any sense. Where is the character shading? That's the highlights. This is a shadow. Look at that. Then whenever we like soften up the shadows, we can have it just fit in a little better. We'll see. All right. Why is it not on the layer? Is there a reason I don't have it like glued to the base layer? I guess because most of the shadows have been like really insular. Like they don't really reach the edges of the picture that closely. Oh, we're gonna have to do the hair. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, I love that when I say like I think I'm good, it's almost immediately wrong. Literally the second it comes out of my mouth, I'm like, actually, let me pretend like I didn't even say that. All right, and then I think I can just adjust the lighting, the highlights here. Let me just redo it because like this was very like quick, rough highlights. I probably need to redo like a lot of the highlights too, but we're doing it one step at a time. Oop. Again, with not being pinned to anything. Thought that was a paintbrush. Oh shoot. Almost knocked over my drink. Maybe making it even wider here. We could say like this side is like facing the light more, as it like tosses and tumbles in the wind. I might be going a little too crazy now, but we'll see. Maybe we should just take out the shadows entirely from this side. How's that gonna look? Then we can just like get the transitions right. Or try to get the transitions right anyways. I think that looks good. Maybe just a little bit of shadow. Just a little bit like here. And just a little bit like here. Or here too. I guess almost exactly where it was to begin with, but that's fine. We're just gonna keep trying to get the balance just right. I'm so indecisive. I'm like adding and then erasing and then adding. But it's fine. It's fine. We're just playing. We're just experimenting. Well, not playing. I mean, like I'm gonna keep these, but just doing things that I don't normally do. So it's like obvious that I'm gonna have some hit or misses. It's all part of like finding the process. Just figuring it out. Now, is that shadow too deep? Ooh, my ears are getting sore. Maybe we can leave that there. Just a little bit on there, and I think that's good. All right. Anything else here? I think we're gonna leave the gun alone for a second. Yeah. Oops. I'm gonna soften this shadow. Jesus, why didn't Sorry, I'm like all over the place now. It wasn't like working the way I wanted it to for a second. I'm trying to make a cast shadow, but the cast shadow is also gonna fade because it's not like a super strong one. Then also reintroduce this little thing here. Just like a little separation between the two sides of the shirt. Maybe a little closer to towards the ends. Then also just generally soften this. The reason why I expanded the light is because like I wanted the chest to look a little bit more like a broad plane and not just like only one side of the chest is getting any light. Because I had them like very separated. And specifically one like fold of the shirt, so like this like little center fold was getting light that stretched across the chest, and then the others above it, it wasn't catching any light. And I think that made it look like he had like I don't know like a third of his chest was like more pronounced than the other 2/3. And that didn't make any sense. So like now the lighting is a little bit more consistent, where it's like it's hitting this entire thing as like one big plane. I think that's a issue I ran into earlier was I didn't break down things in simple enough planes, and so like parts of it looked a little bit too segmented. I think it trimmed a little too much off that. Should be like a nice still bold line there. Bold light there. Oh, keep doing that right in the microphone. I know of people who have a phobia of the popping the bones. It like really gets under their skin. And I guess technically it's under my skin too. Goodness. I am hilarious. Oh my goodness. I keep clicking the eraser button and it won't work. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hang on, I think I lost track of where the lighting's supposed to be coming from. Oh, that's right, there's two lighting sources, so it's going to be around the edge of his jacket and then also the phone. So, oop, that's the opposite of what I wanted. So here, what the heck? Oh my goodness, hold on one second. Apparently, at some point, I accidentally chose the wrong shade of white. So now, like, I don't know how much of this painting is through 4 shades now. Hopefully, that just fixed it. I locked it so all the pixels that are already colored stay that already colored, and then I just filled in all the color to the exact. Now should be the exact same shade of white. Hopefully, we'll see. Okay. So here's gonna be hitting. Here's where the light's gonna be hitting this side. Make a little shadow here because it's directly against the light. There we go. I think that works really well, actually. I really like that. Kind of having to like flip the usual lighting source, because I almost always do lighting source from the top right. This one's coming from below him, at least for part of the image. And I think that's really interesting. That's why I wanted to go for this really unique lighting situation where he's getting lit from behind and then his phone, because it's like goes against a lot of what I usually do. And I'm gonna see how terrible it looks. I might ruin this piece, and that's okay, because it's my piece and none of you can stop me. Watch it. This is the worst grip I've ever had on my coffee. Just grab my coffee like this. I'm not conscious of how I'm grabbing stuff. Speaking of, I know everybody has like their different grips of how they hold things, but this is mine for my pencil. I think they call it like the tripod grip, where you have it resting in between your thumb and then your index finger, and then you get like an additional finger for support. And then this is definitely good for art. I rest my pinky and like palm on the surface, and then that's how like I get all the stability I need whenever I'm working. With like the opposite of every single lesson you'll hear on how to draw, but it's kind of one of those things that's like, it's just how I've always done it, so it's really hard to unlearn that. Like the way they teach you to do it is that you keep a very delicate pinch, like maybe just the 3 fingers, and then all in the shoulder. If you want to be like super, particular and good, I guess, if you want to keep up with like the best practices. However, I'm a monkey. Me, Unga Boonga paintbrush. So yeah, I have my my palms. My artwork has plenty of like sketch marks and drag marks from my palm, just like swiping across everything. Let me see if I can get an example. Most of my stuff in my sketchbook. Now I really started to pay attention to how clean my art is. But most of the time, I don't know if I have anything super sketchy. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and say that, yeah, I have a very messy art style. I've never been one for accuracy. And I've explained this before, but I hate rulers. I hate making things super clean. My Unga Boonga brain wants the Unga Boonga. I'm gonna just clean this up here. And there's also like a little pocket here that bothers me too. I'm allowing it for most areas, but sometimes when it peaks, because like I think I explained this before, but like I want it to bleed through underneath the line art, but in some areas it's bleeding through just a little bit too noticeably, and it drives me a little nuts. Okay, I think it's good for now. Back to the clean highlights. Ooh. Dial that back, because I do want this particular area, like right on the jacket, to be really just blanketed in strong light, so then it makes sense for all the other areas to get a little bit hit by that light. Because if this is already like really weak, then it won't make sense that the light spreads to other areas, because like if the area that's directly like right in front of the light isn't completely just washed out in light, then it won't make sense for it to spread into other areas. So I have to make sure like at least this area like right here where it's really hitting the light gets like a very strong hit. Like even here might be too shadowed. Maybe like this. Oh, I'm reaching too far. Controlled. There we go. Feels good. Maybe just a little, dial it back just a little bit too, without hitting the other. Yeah. All right, and then let's see. This one's hard because like this is where like the direction of the light should be transitioning. So I'm just gonna paint over it for a second. So the light's gonna be hitting straight up towards here, straight across here. Then it transitions down and then even further down in this area. So this is what's gonna be really tough about it, getting just like all those to work correctly. So I think maybe just like a little bit of a cast shadow here. Let's soften it up. Okay. I think we're safe there. Nothing's exploding. We're good. Then transition this a little bit more subtly. This is definitely a rounder part of the image. Just like the cuff around the cuff. Try to work it in a little smoother. Just working it in and out until like I feel like it reaches a good spot. A good balance of the two. Maybe you should do the opposite, like it's in here. Hang on, light should be hitting this way. So it definitely curves around here. Then where should it hit? A little bit like that. Or hold on, I think I got a better idea. How to show it. Just make this part much brighter as it transitions. Like it's hitting the outer edge of it, and then it transitions later because it's slightly more towards the light. Like that. I think that's good. Or if it's terrible, it's small enough to not notice. Which I mean is almost just as good. If I make a mistake, at least let it not be noticeable. Okay. Let me get a stretch. I think I deserve it. Oh God. Okay. Good stretch. Good job, guys. Everybody pat themselves on the back. We did it together. Some coffee. So I think as far as the highlights, I'm gonna put a little bit on the belt here because it's metal, so it's gonna obviously like be very reflective. So let's see, if it catches any light, it's gonna be like this here. And then maybe a little bit on the bottom here. I don't know if the cloth is gonna catch it as much. The like leather and then the pants, the trousers. Make this a little sharper. And then the light will kind of like wrap around it just a bit. I'm not exactly sure what property that is. I just know that I do that sometimes with metallic objects. And then for the shadow, it's going to be also have like a strong contrast. That's kind of like the way that metal works, or at least if you want to like color metal, is that it's very high contrast compared to everything else. So it'll be because of its reflective nature. So even though this area is not like exceptionally lit, it's still going to have like its like a very heavy shadow and a very nice highlight. Unless it's a very dull rough metal that's not going to catch any light. But this is a belt buckle, you know, like they catch quite a bit of light compared to, you know, cloth. And you can even play around with the metallic stuff. You can make it like a lot more abstract. Well, like the shadow shapes can kind of be like little shaky and nonsensical because the way that reflections can like distort on curved surfaces is just very goofy. If you want, it depends on how you want to do it. If you want it to look very smooth, or you want it to look a little uneven and rough. What the? Oh, I forgot that I need to switch to the other color. Color value. Ooh, that's nice. See, I'm just playing around with it until like it feels right. Not going for anything too clean or perfect. How does that look from afar? Yeah, you can kind of tell like just from afar that there's like something reflective here, because it's just like it's a place where the lighting is a lot more dynamic than the areas around it. Because in this area you got like really soft transitions, and then all of a sudden you get this like really sharp area. Oh god. And then, you know, like the sharper it is, the brighter it is, the duller it is, the less bright it is. Like it'll still catch light, it just won't be as like dynamically reflective. It's like let me see if I can there's like a quick little guide. Okay, here we go. This is perfect. I'll try to include the credit as well, because I always like to try. It's hard to always credit them though. Within like a timely manner. Oh, this guy's got it on a 50% gray surface too, because it almost exactly blends in with the 50% gray here. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about, where you can see like different types of metals and different levels of dullness is noticeable. And you can also see that it catches reflective light a lot more, which is why you can kind of go just a little silly with the lighting. You don't have to be super perfect and exactly reflect exactly what's going on. Obviously, the level of detail you put into it is going to translate into more people being able to notice. But it's also like, what balance of how much detail do I want versus how much time do I want to spend on this for, you know, the amount of notices that it's going to get. Because obviously you can spend like a piece, you know, 1,000 hours on a piece and like 5 people will notice. So like, you know, measure it, you know, like maybe do it quick, and that way you can sharpen up places that people will notice more. If the entire thing, like the entire piece was, let's say I was doing a drawing of Metal Mario, obviously go crazy on the reflections and, you know, spend a lot of time with that, because then people are going to be, you know, noticing it. But if you're just doing like what I'm doing, which is the belt buckle, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. You don't need to spend too much time. But yeah, this is what I'm earlier what I was talking about with different types of metals and different levels of reflectiveness and dullness impact like how much the contrast needs to be or how sharp it needs to be. All of them still catch light, but how much reflection and how strong the contrast is between the lights will you have the opportunity to make it more noticeable, make it more distinct. Julian Cini art, Cini art. That's the person who did this little chart. Or it's not really a chart. I think it's just their exercises that they shared. But I think it's a good example. Just, off of Google. Okay. Do we need to do anything else before I transition? We got a little bit of shadow here. Because I'm thinking maybe it should. Okay, I think it's got enough charge I can unplug it now. I'll just have to remember to charge it after I'm done. That way it'll be ready for next time. Oh my god, what is going on? Why is it not doing anything? Oh, I was doing the wrong color. I think I was on 50% gray. I'm gonna do a little bit of cast shadow. I know that looks really crazy, but give me a second. First of all, cut the leg out. And then cut this part out because this is gonna catch the light. And we're really mainly just focusing on the underneath the jacket. So I'm gonna cut the arm out, cut the gun out. This will help me specifically cut the parts that I need out. Let me turn it back up so I can see where it is now. I think we were at like 80%. Just a good level of shadow. So just as an example, that's what it looked like before. Yeah, that way you can see like there's a cast shadow from underneath the gun. I don't think Twitch bans the use of the word gun because there's gamers on here. And American culture would not survive if you had to ban the word gun because it's like everywhere. It's like guns, movies. Games, movies. All of them use guns. Unfortunately, it's like really linked to our culture in a very obnoxious way. Perfect like that. Just enough of a light that you can kind of see that it's wrapping underneath the gun. I think this stream is probably just going to be just more rendering. We might be able to finish rendering tonight. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. We'll try to get it. My leg got itchy. Nearly done with my coffee. Then I'll have to do editing for the videos. Then I'll probably be playing Dark Souls all night to see if I can get the achievement. I'm one achievement away from 100%ing. God, please. Maybe I'll do Sekiro after Dark Souls 3. Because I finished one playthrough and got like most of the achievements. I think there's just like maybe 6 total. And it's because I didn't do the evil ending, which gets you 2 different bosses. And then there's like unlock all the equipment. And I think one of them is probably going to be a very long achievement because it's like unlock all the abilities and you have to do a couple playthroughs in order to get enough points for that. And I'm worried about that. So I'm worried it's going to be like Dark Souls 3 where I'm like, oh, I only need 3 more achievements. And those 3 more achievements are like hours and hours and hours and hours long. It's like I can beat the Souls games in like 2 or 3 sittings, but like getting the achievements is like doubling or tripling that. Oops. Well, I'm probably gonna have to turn this down again so I can tell what I'm doing. I burped, but I planned ahead long enough. I planned ahead and realized I could just turn away from the microphone. Oop. Meant to erase. Oh, come on. Oh, maybe I should make a selection for this. Just to give myself a little bit more room to like really throw the pen. Ooh. Okay, the brush is too big. All right, I think that's good. Select deselect. All right, so let me trim that, and then let's sit and think about the lighting for a second. So, from here, the things that should hit the character are maybe a little bit of light from this side, just a tiny little bit, because by this point the phone should not be reaching anything. So just maybe like a little bit of light. And then mostly from reflective light from inside the jacket, reflective light from the bottom of the ground, and then reflective light and then rim light from the buildings around him. So basically like the edges should be lit, and then from below, decent amount of light. So let me do this on another layer. Okay. So obviously here, this is where the direction of I guess the main source of light for this area is gonna be from here. So it's probably, let's say, gonna cast the shadow maybe like to there. Oh, hold on, like there. Oh my goodness, please, there. Like that much of a shadow. Then we also from there trim out like a little bit of the rim area. Because this is going to be the light from beneath the building, casting this shadow. So the edge lighting is still going to affect it. Same with the around the shoe. Just a little bit there. I probably shouldn't have deleted that as soon as I finished it. Why do I keep deleting? My brain is just like, oh, I don't need that anymore. And then immediately I'm like, wait a second. Just fill in this area. I might actually fill it even farther, so let's just blanket it. And then try to like tweak it. Now I can at least, I'm gonna turn it off just in case I make another mistake. So the obvious areas are gonna be here. Why is that not erasing? Because I don't have an eraser. I'm an idiot. So like I said, beneath the building, light's gonna hit it. And other areas where it's gonna be obvious, I think here, because this kind of is gonna like be pointing away from the edge of the shadow. Same with here. Same with that. Then the edge lighting as well. So the places where like it really pushes out away from the silhouette. Let me make this a little more subtle. Make that a little bit more sharp. Same with this here. Does that feel right? Something about that feels a little silly. Is it because it's so? Is it because the shadow's so strong? Like, why is it looks silly? Why is it silly? Why silly? Sorry, I keep rubbing my nose. Maybe it needs a gradient. So maybe if I Nope. Nope. I should probably save because it looks like it's freezing, and that's not good. Save. Give it a second to save. Okay. I have the save option where it takes as long as possible because it can make this file smaller. There's a word for it, but I don't know it off the top of my head. All right. So selecting. That did not do anything I wanted it to. What are we on? Is it subtract? It is subtract. Okay, where's the replace? That one. Let's try that again. Bop. Bop. There we go. So let's just see. Maybe if I... Oop. Not even on eraser. Soften the transition. Hang on. Select. Did I make 2 new layers? Yeah, I think I did. Select. Deselect. I'm gonna make it a general shadow. It's on eraser, that's why. Hello? Oops. There we go. Let's try to get it right though. Here we go. Nice and long transition. Make it a multiply too. This is like a general like tampering down of everything. So like the face becomes the focus. I'm gonna keep that for later though. Hang on. I'm gonna have to undo a lot, so let me see if I can copy it and then paste it on the undo. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna copy that. Control C. Then I'm gonna Control Z, Control Z, Control C, Control C, Control C, Control C, Control C. Basically, before I made the gradient on the leg. Because now I'm starting to think back. Okay. Basically right there. And then we're going to Control V. Voila. Hold on. Don't do that. Select. Deselect. Then Control V. What? Why is it only affecting legs? What happened? Fine. We're going to just redo it all over again. I guess. Make it a multiply. A little higher, like there. Maybe a little bit more. And make it like subtle. All right. Now we can just keep that in the back of our heads. And then we're gonna reselect. I think I can do that. Select, reselect. Okay, yep, there we go. Then try to, oh nope. fill a little bit of it back in. Oh, hold on. I just realized. Hang on a second. This is probably going to be a detail that literally nobody notices but me. But I'll do it anyways. Okay. And then I'm going to grab the pencil. I'm probably going to need to switch the palette back to the original. Or maybe... No. Let me not get too mixed up and just keep consistent. Just a little... Perfect, like that. There we go. Did I need to do that? Absolutely not. But I wanted to anyways. Then I'll probably have it like peeking out in the shading as well. If I can find where I put that shading layer. There we go. Then I want to see if I can just like carve it out a little better. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm like Popeye. Oop, what the? Oh, that's right. Oop. Nice. I love the way that looks. Let me turn the shadows off so I can make sure the lighting here is good too on the highlights. Okay. Oh, I can probably deselect by now. All right. So now that it's outside of the shadows are probably gonna be like here. Let me see, does the purple layer say? Okay. So it's gonna be like here. And then along the sides. Maybe just a little bit here too. Yeah, like this. Like that. I can see it now. I see the vision. Alright, turn the purple off. Oh, I got scared. I thought I did it all in the wrong layer. Okay. A little bit like this. Is there a line here? There isn't. Okay. So maybe just like leave it a little bit more of a gray here. And we can just like... No, actually we can just like leave it like that. Maybe just a little bit here. Sharpen it up. Does this make sense? Hold on. Oh, there's the line there. Well, this is coming from more from below. Hang on. What is that? So the light is coming from below. So it should be darker here. Why is there a light here? There shouldn't be any light here. Because it's going to be facing away from the light source, which is from below. And it's also not facing towards the light here. Like the light here would like maybe go, oh, maybe get a little bit like rounder here. Because it is going to be rounding towards the light. So I guess I can make it a little bit more broad here. But it should not be like deep in this area here. So let me try to transition this a bit smoother. Hang on, but also here. Well, let me fill that in more actually. Turn on the shadow for that so I know where I'm going. Know where I'm supposed to color around, basically. I'm gonna erase it here. Here. Oop. Here. Fill it in more here. Oh, it's because the shadow's in that area, that's why. I like that. Okay, turn that back off. Wrong layer. There we go. What is this? Oh, I got like a glow on it. I don't know if I needed that. Might delete that later, but for now we're gonna keep it off. Should be like a little dig in here where the cloth folds. Perfect. And sharpen that up. Should be a strong cut here too. Like that. Hang on, where's my phone? All right, just want to make sure I'm not like missing 100 messages. Because I got a brother that needs to go to bed at around 9:30ish, maybe 10ish if they want to go to bed late. So I do have like somewhat of a heart out. stretch. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. All right. What's it look like with shadow? Interesting, interesting. Might tell the shadows even way more here, but we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. I might not need it as dark at all. Maybe like only on the boot, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Okay. So I think the lighting is good here, like the highlights, at least on the leg. This is where all the highlights should be. Just a second. Tiny little pocket is freaking me out. Not freaking me out, but annoying me. Let's see if the lights come from below and hitting it, maybe like here. Oop, erase. I'll worry about that this area later. Okay, hang on. I think this should be more of a subtle transition because this isn't going to be pointing directly underneath. Just like that. And the reason why this is so sharp is because that is also catching some of the edge lighting from the buildings above and around them. I think it's either my tablet glitching or my pen losing power, and that's why it's like being a little obnoxious. What are you? What are you? I'm gonna guess it's part of the background. Oops, I don't know what I just deleted. All right, things are getting a little freaky. Let me be a little bit more careful. Think maybe there it is. There it is. Are you ready for your execution? Had to be done. Simple as. It just had to be done. Stray marks aren't allowed here. I think I might hear my old brother taking out the dog. He's probably going to be going to bed in like the next 10, 15 minutes. But I'm having a good time though. I don't really don't want to stop until like 9:30. 9:30 would be like perfect. And he only, we'll see. I'll try talking to him. He usually knows and tries to text me. Oh, he has to shower too, so maybe I'll have enough time. How long was today's stream? If I started at like 7, that's like an hour and a half. Oh, actually, yeah. An hour and a half. 2 hours if I reach 9:30. 2.5 hours. I don't know what I'm doing with my math right now. Okay, so let's turn the shadow back on, and then let's see if we can fix this area. I'm gonna... oh, not that. What is going on? I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. Just gonna completely erase this here. I'm gonna keep maybe that area because I know that's gonna be shadowed. So maybe a little bit here. Keep it a little strong there. A little bit this way. A little bit down here. Maybe in this little pocket here. Just connect these. See, and then maybe we can like subtly erase them. A little bit there in that pocket. Maybe connect it up here. All right, I think that's good. Why does this look weird to me? Maybe this side. Maybe it should connect like that, and then we can sharpen it up. Maybe fill it in there, and sharpen it out. Maybe make it more subtle. Erase it just a little more. Then dial it back in. Interesting. Interesting. Oh wait, that's right. I forgot. I think I'm gonna erase a lot of this shadow anyways. So let's not focus too much on that. So it curves around here. You don't need too much of a shadow in here, in this little pocket though. Just a little bit. We can trim it out. Nope, not that. Is that too big? I might need to redo his knee because his knee is looking insanely huge. I'm gonna make a note real quick. I haven't done a meta layer in a long time. What are you? That's what you are. Yeah, I'm gonna make a note. Let's do it in red. Red's probably gonna stand out. Let's go for even brighter red. That was a really awkward song transition. It's nice though. Yeah, I think the transition was just a little rough. But I like this. Oh, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Right. Hold on. Let's try to do this neat so I can actually read what I'm writing. Right. Knee. Cap. Too. Let's actually do it underneath. Too big. I'm not a calligraphist. Yeah, that's a really huge kneecap. Oh, oh, sorry. No screaming for that stretch. It's just a little stretch. It's probably like a way of like decompressing the spine in my head. Like some stretches I do without like thinking about exactly what I'm doing. And I think that's what's going on in my head there. Maybe that's why cats do that thing. There we go. Okay. Let me turn down the opacity. I want to first of all shave this to fit the line better. But also make this a little deeper. There we go. Just make the forms fit together. Connect the shadows a little bit better. Is what I'm trying to say. Does this make sense? I don't know. Well, let me see if I can. What about just this area? Okay, it's not too bad if you don't include the boot. But I'm gonna still like transition this to be a little bit softer because I think maybe too much shadow. Maybe disconnect these halves. How's that? Is that too much? Can't tell. Ah, God, this is too hard for me. How was there like 100 strokes in that? I thought I did it in like one big chunk like that. Hmm. That's my heart out. We getting close. I think I still got like another 30 minutes, but I'm probably gonna wrap it up as soon as it hits like 9:23, something like that. I'm gonna keep trying to get this finished though. Sorry, not finished, but get my work done. I'm probably getting lost in my work now because I have no idea what I'm doing. Just going with whatever my brush is telling me to do. It's probably wrong, to be honest. Hang on, I think I'm onto something here. I think I have to pee. And we all know what that means. The best ideas come when you still have to pee. I don't know why my brain was just like, hey, let's do a little sheen mark. I might do like a little sheen, like little squiggly bit to make it look a little bit more reflective. But we'll leave that for later. Oops, sorry. I was kind of just letting the pen go crazy for a minute there. And I think it's kind of working, but I'm not exactly sure how well. I think specifically it's getting lit from below here, but then it's transitioned to being lit from below to the knee, and that's what's kind of tripping me up. So maybe this needs to be a little bit sharper here. Hang on, maybe I'm onto something here. I think I'm onto something. My God, I think I got it. I might be onto something here. I think I kind of know what I'm doing. Well, we'll have to zoom out and find out in just a second, but we'll see. Okay, okay. Not too bad, not too bad. Hang on, let me see. Let me zoom out for a second. You know what? I think I'm gonna call it there, because I think what I need to do is I need to get my little web magic web poster. Hold on. Just a second. I'm gonna give you a screenshot. I'm gonna have to spend a little time with this, because for this piece I actually didn't think about the lighting too much, because I knew it was gonna be kind of crazy and all over the place. You can only really do one like level of lighting here. And I think this, if I work out the pose specifically how it should affect the leg, I think I'll get it. Because right now I'm not sure if there should be a shadow, because the knee curves outward. It like shoots straight out towards the light. So my thinking is it should be covered in light. Maybe just like the knee down should be covered in light, and it transitions to the shadows closer towards the ankle. But I think if I get it like if I put it out on the web poser, it'll show me if there's any kind of like, does it scoop back into the knee, like out slightly in, and then the kneecap slightly back in to towards the thigh. I don't know, but I'll figure that out for next stream. But I do think we're on something good here as far as the... Why is it blurry? 1 second. There it goes. But I do think we're on to something with this kind of lighting, where it's like covered in shadow, but there's like light kind of peeking its way in. And actually, well, before I really call it, let me add just a little bit. Let me just add a little bit more. You should be getting a lot of light in here. Because because technically that's getting like scooped into the light is getting like driven into there. Maybe a little bit less. Just dial it back. Like that. Perfect. I think that's great. All right. So yeah, this area is the confusing part where I'm not 100% on how that transition from lighting from below to lighting from the knee. I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna work, but we'll see if I can figure it out for the next rig. And then also I do want to make the knee smaller, just generally. Like I think the knee is honking huge, and it didn't occur to me how huge it was until I started doing the shading. Hold on. Nope, Jesus, please, just give me the darn thing. I'm gonna cry. What is happening? I keep turning things off. Whatever. Right kneecap too big. All right, I'm gonna turn off the note so I can get a good screenshot. So we're not quite done with the rendering. I didn't get as far as I wanted to, but again, this is one of those things where like I really want to take my time with things. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. One last stretch for everybody to enjoy. Mostly me. Still got some coffee left. That's good coffee. Coffee's finished. I'm done with the work for today. Let's see, what did I get done? The leg, some of the arm, and I cleaned up a lot of the lighting. Is that really what I got done in like 3 hours? I feel like that was nothing. Man, that's almost like 3 hours. Whatever. Let's not get depressed. I'll go ahead and do the sign off. Oh, let me actually hit save first. Saving. Alright, so yeah. Let me also show off something else. I'm going to talk about this for a little bit. So I just posted to my Instagram yesterday, on usual Tuesday, because I noticed that a certain band had posted my art on their account. So I decided that was a good enough sign that it's probably good to go ahead and just post the artwork. I think I might post it again once the actual album comes out. But let me show off what I was working on. You guys can get the full thing because this is just my Twitch, this. I don't think this is as public, if you're willing to put in the time to go into my private work, then, you also get to see all the work that I do. So this is an album cover for a band named Car Crash Pool Party. So they asked me if I could do cover art, album art for their first album once they finally get it released. I'm actually a really big fan of theirs. They not huge, I don't think about it 24/7, but like some bands, but they're like a local group of I think guys that I knew from high school. But yeah, I guess we ended up connecting online on Instagram. They saw my art and they were wondering if I could do some art for them. And so I busted out a few ideas, and this was what it eventually came up to. Let me remove some of the dressing. Keep the noise on. So yeah, this is a piece. So since it's Car Crash Pool Party, I decided to just combine all those elements into one big thing. Car Crash Pool Party. And then also it's a very angsty not teen rock, maybe young adult. I don't know. It's that genre of, where it's all about breakups and that kind of stuff. I really just generally like the music. I can't really evaluate it in a very nice vocabulary. But yeah, this is what I ended up doing for them. Get something that kind of combines those feelings of loneliness, heartbreak. You can kind of input a lot of your own emotions onto the character. just sitting alone at his own birthday party. How did the car get there? Who knows? How did he get there? Who knows? Why is he dry? Who knows? All you know is that he's probably not in a great mood. I try to keep it very sketchy, very almost like notebook drawing, but also still have like really strong colors. And I think I really liked how it turned out. Let me see. But let's see. So I did a few versions of the title card. So like, you know, the name of the band. Title card might not be the right word. But so this was the first render. Then I went for more of like an indie, you know, indie bands always have like some kind of simple font. And so I went with this serif font. This is the why is it all off? This is more of the like hand drawn, still a little sketchy, but it's like very legible. Like it looks a little bit punkish, a little rough, but it's still clear enough that you can read what it says from a distance. Then I think I made a metal one. Where's that? Oh yeah, I did one as if it was like a heavy metal band, and you might have seen all those logos that are like almost entirely illegible. So this one was just for fun, but it was just me going crazy with just a bunch of brushes and just making it nasty looking. I thought it'd be fun. Just throw it out there, see if the band liked that a little bit more. Obviously it's not very legible. You can still see, you know, like it's still there. But yeah, it was a very fun little exercise. Probably could have even cleaned it up a bit more and made it just slightly cleaner. You know, this was just me throwing out like ideas. They ended up going with this one for the label that they liked. I think I ended up giving all of it to them anyways, so you know they can change their mind last minute. And then also I gave it like a little bit more of a book texture, like crumpled paper. I can turn this up. Why is it not letting me undo? Oh, it's probably because it's like a really heavy layer. And then I also added the like torn paper effect as well, just to really make things look rough, give it more of a border. And like I said, it adds more of like the notebook sketch kind of texture to it, because I mean it literally is a notebook texture. So instead of trying to make everything look super clean, I just kind of really pushed more towards the cartoony effect. Not cartoony is not the right word, but more sketchbook, notebook, you know, pen scribblings. Also because I had a little bit of a time limit, but that wasn't the only reason I went for this. I specifically thought this look worked very well for giving like an indie vibe for the album. That was kind of like my main focus, just trying to make sure that the art complemented the music. Like like you could try to give as much of the vibe of the music as you can from just the art cover itself. And I think I did a pretty good job of that. Like I want to pat myself on the back because I was really happy with how this ended up turning out. It's almost exactly what I had. I think maybe some effects I thought would look cooler. I do think by the time I was finished, I just saw how it looked on my phone, and it does look a little bit too dark, but at least enough of the elements that you need to see come out. Because I don't mind that the building isn't like super visible, because it's not a super clean or well-designed building anyways, but you get enough of the like the gist. You can see the table, the balloons, the little happy birthday sign, the curtains on the door, the window here. It's like you can get enough of that even if it's like super dark and dim and hard to see. Where's the title? There we go. And then I remember I was also trying to figure out if I wanted this like white lavender color or if I wanted the pink. And I think the pink stands out a little better. Though lavender color is also the color of the torn edges. So I was trying to decide which of the two I looked better, and I think the pink stands out a bit better. Yeah. Also, even the pink background isn't like just as simple as it looks. Like it's also got its own texture, its own like colors. It's so many layers down. There's like a shadow texture, so you can tell like it's a torn piece of paper. I just copied the border and then just filled it in, and then drug it down a little bit so it looks like there's a cast shadow on it. Also, I blurred it out so with the Gaussian blur. That's the white texture to make it look like it's rough, torn edges. Yeah, there was a lot of effects that I put into this and a lot of work that I did to make it look how I wanted it to. And I'm very pleased with how it turned out. And I think that they're happy with it. I hope they're happy with it. They posted it on their Instagram. I would love to see when the album comes out if how it looks. If they end up putting it on Spotify or Bandcamp or however. I'll probably promote it on my Instagram as soon as I find out, because like I said, I'm a big fan of their work, and I like it. And I was very happy to get the opportunity to work on an album cover. Like it felt like one of the first times that like it wasn't just like a friend asking for a commission. It was like somebody asking for like professional level work to be done, and that made me feel like, ooh, I'm in the big leagues now. Even if it's not like a huge band or anything, you know, like you can probably Google them, but they're not on Spotify yet, you know. They're not like, you know, you say it in the crowd, their name's probably not gonna get that much play unless they're literally within this like very small, you know, sorry, it's not very small. It's a smaller town. It's not a city. Anyways, not important. I need to shut up. But yeah, I'm very proud of this. I'm very proud of the Hitman that I'm still working on. Let me go and exit out without saving. So yeah, I should probably keep something up in the background. Thank you for being here. That's going to be it for today. We're going to keep working on this. Next week I'm not going to be here because I'm going to be watching a Broadway show. Am I on camera? Am I just looking in the entirely wrong direction? Okay. So yeah, we're completely finished. Done. Next week I'm gonna be at a Broadway show, I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check. Yeah, next Tuesday I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna be in Durham watching Broadway, watching Moulin Rouge. I will report back to you how good it is, or if it sucks. Probably won't. I'm pretty open to things just being what they are. Yeah, gonna be doing that. Then the week after that, we should be good. Yeah, so far nothing else planned on any Tuesday coming up for like the next 2 months. I'll let you guys know. And as far as like musicals, which I usually do on Tuesday, the only other one is gonna be like The Lion King, which is like next year. So, good job. Not planning events directly on a day where I'm already busy. All right, so my links. Feel free to check out my Instagram. My Instagram is where I usually post my artwork most up to date. I finally made a post yesterday, as I mentioned, and I just showed off a minute ago. And then feel free. I also post memes and just like general anything about myself. If I need to update people on my art, it'll be there. If I announce, I don't know, something special going on, it'll be on my Instagram. Make sure to check out my YouTube channels. I have 2. One is the channel archive, where immediately everything is just uploaded, the entire stream, just for posterity. And then there's also my time-lapse highlights channel, which is pretty much just time lapses. But it's the entire stream condensed into just 5-minute chunks, so you can catch up with the progress that I made that week. And then whenever a piece is finished, I do a supercut of my time lapses, which is all the time lapses from the very start of the piece all the way to the very end of the piece, just combined together into a 12-minute, 15-minute chunk. And it's very good. I love watching the very first few sketches, and just slowly grow into like a full finished piece with all the shininess and everything. It makes me look like I know what I'm doing. I really enjoy it. It's really cool. Yeah. I take a long time editing it. It's alright. I don't take that long. It's like 3 hours. to edit like a really big video. For me, at least, you know, like I don't have to do too much. I just trim out parts that aren't important. And that's about it, and speed it up to like different speeds. Because some parts I try to keep, you know, I try to keep it as slow as possible so you can enjoy watching the process. Because I think it's very visually stimulating or very interesting to see what I do. And then other parts, it's like I'm just tracing over lines, so I'll go through it in like 15 seconds. Even 15 seconds feels like forever sometimes with depending on the clip. But yeah, check out my YouTube channels, my Instagram. Also have a DeviantArt link down below. If you want to see some of my older work, I also try to keep it up to date, though I haven't posted in like several months because I don't know what it is. Posting is always so hard because I have to like sit there thinking of a description, sit there thinking of all the tags that I want to do. It's obnoxious, but I'll eventually get back on the wagon for that whenever I feel like I have time. Probably, maybe I'll do it tonight. Maybe, we'll see. Maybe even next week since I'll have a day off, a week off, I guess. Make sure to check out my commission sheet down below if you want me to do any art for you. If you want me to draw a character for you, or you know, if you want me to draw one of your characters, like a D&D character, Vampire the Masquerade character, any kind of OC, I could work on that for you. Just check out the commission sheet for my rates. Although if you talk to me personally, I'm a lot more flexible on that stuff because, you know, I do want to help make your character and make something that you're pleased with. I love talking to people about their characters and how they want different elements to be represented. But if you just want me to do like a drawing of Batman, a drawing of, you know, a drawing of any comic character, any manga character, anime character that you want me to do, I'm also open to that. Check out my donation link down below. I have a donation to my link to my PayPal if you just want to make a one-time donation. It helps me feel a little bit more incentivized to spend more time on here and help improve the quality of the streams with, you know, new equipment, all that kind of good stuff. But again, just an option. You know, I'm not dying for money, but you know, like I said, it's just a nice little donation to help me, you know, feel like I'm spending my time wisely. Although, even without the money, I'm just here to have a good time and just enjoy people's company while I get some work done. But anyways, thank you guys. Even if you were here for only a few minutes, even if you were here for the whole stream, even if you only just popped your head in just to see what I was working on, I really appreciate anybody taking the time out of their day to be here. Or even if you're just watching the archives that go up on the YouTube channel, I really appreciate being able to share my work with anybody because I love doing art. And seeing people enjoy my art makes me really happy. It's that simple. Yeah, that's literally all it is. But yeah, hope you guys have a good night. Bye. Goodbye. Bye.